Welcome to Eurythmy Online with Cynthia Hoven, featuring eurythmy as a personal practice. This short webinar series focuses on eurythmy with copper rods. Enjoy. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to our third webinar short series, meaning it's the third of the series that we're doing that are only 30 minutes long, with the intention of giving you instructions and inspirations so that you can make your own personal eurythmy practice. We have people here from around the world. Many of you know that I have been doing these webinars since last June. The major work has been the morning webinars, Morning Here that is, and these webinars have been going since June. They are an hour and a quarter long, and they are really easy for people to watch who are all the way up and down the Americas and also in Europe. This afternoon, evening session is scheduled so that we also have viewers over in Asia, as well as up and down the Americas. So please send out your thoughts and welcome our colleagues over on the other side of the Pacific, as well as those of us who are here. There are a few of you who are new, so let me just give a few words here. These webinars are a gift of love because I know that eurythmy can really support us and ground us in so many ways. And they were inspired during this time of the COVID chaos in the world. They are a gift of love from me, and they're only supported through your donations. And so I'm so grateful. To the extent that you can, please participate in that. That makes it possible for me to put in all these hours of preparing and writing for you and so on. Now, for those of you who are new, I want you to know that for every lesson, if you are registered, I send you a PDF file with descriptions of the lessons for that webinar series. I will also post this lesson on YouTube for free viewing, and so you can watch the recording of it as many times as you need to deepen your practice. My intention is that you only watch the video long enough until you're able to internalize all the instructions and then turn it off. You can put it on again if you want and review it and then turn it off. The PDF, as I said, contains detailed instructions for the different classes, and so please download it, read it, help you to deepen your practice. On Sunday, all these PDFs are going to be compiled into a luscious book about how to do eurythmy as a personal practice. So this third webinar series is dedicated towards working with the copper rods. If you're completely new, you might not have gotten the instruction to get yourself a copper rod. Don't worry, you'll still be able to keep up with us today, moving without a rod. And in the PDF, I tell you how to get a rod from a hardware store. Not very hard. So just keep with us with this. Why copper rods? The rod work was taught to the eurythmy students right from the very first classes, the very first weeks or months of eurythmy. By having something in our hand, we practice really knowing where we are in space. We develop agility in our fingertips. We develop precision in our movements, helps us to overcome dyslexia and clumsiness. And it also helps us to feel the space around us. Soon, you probably know, we put the rods away and just do eurythmy by moving in space. But having practice with the rod, when we move in space, we have a more definite feeling that the space that we're moving through is real. In this series, webinar series 3, we're going to begin with the peace exercise, which gives us a feeling of where we stand in space. And from there, we'll move on to the practice of walking consciously in space, aware of the space we're moving with. We'll then support that movement by working with a rod. After that, in today and in the weeks to come, we'll work on the 4 major copper rod exercises. One of them is especially good for the physical body, the second for the etheric, the third for the astral body, the fourth for the I am, the ego. There are other rod exercises that we might get to as well, but this is the journey that we'll go on. We won't be able to get anything perfect yet today, but you will be able to look at the YouTube video, as I said, and that will help you to practice in the days ahead so that when we meet again next Tuesday, you'll be a step further in your own work. So now please, many of you have done this with me before, so you know just what we're doing. You're going to take your place in space. You want to shake out a little bit so that you're limber. Stretch if you need to. And then stand quietly. We're going to create this feeling of being in space. And so feel, well, first let me give you the entire narrative here. Imagine before you were born, you did not yet live in this 3-dimensional space. You were perhaps as big as the universe. And then perhaps from the distant stars, you contracted, you compacted, you became a spark of light. And your spark of light met with the coupling that your parents did, and your spark of light was laid into the womb. And then as the body grew around you, you gradually became accustomed to feeling the warmth of space, of body. You were born, and then one of the first tasks of the infant was to learn what it's like to be in this dimension. Soon you could stand. In standing, the human being connects heaven and earth. Then, with your freed arms, you may follow me on this, I'm talking with my arms, but you may follow. With your freed arms, you're able to touch the world. You live in nature. Now there's one more dimension, right? Front space and back space. Everything that's in front of you is an invitation to get involved in the world, what you can see and touch, smell and taste. And everything that's behind you reminds you that your senses don't give you the whole picture. There's a whole part of the world that's always invisible to our outer senses. And so I call that the back door to your heart, to your mind. With that as the foundation, stand straight. Imagine a star above your head. Let the light from that star find you, shine down to you. Come into your crown. You stand tall to be worthy of it. And you let the light from that star go through you all the way down in front of your spine. You stand straight and straighter and straighter as it goes to the earth and goes through your feet into the center of the earth. Feel that because you exist, this light finds a place to ground on the earth. Your star will shine through you your entire life. All you need to do is remember to be worthy of it. Stand straight. And now spread your arms wide. Now feel how there are 3 dimensions or 6 vectors going from your heart. One vector goes up to the stars, one down to the earth, one to your right, one to your left. One vector goes forward and one goes back. And each one of these has a different energy. And so now we'll go space exploring. We go down towards the earth and feel this is what downness feels like. Feel strong. This is being stuck or connecting to gravity. Release. And lift your arms up as if you were a flower reaching to the sun, a butterfly escaping from weightlessness. You feel the stars. Spread wide and feel to the right, or some people to the left, or others. And feel your open heart connected to the world. And now let's explore the difference between front space and back. Take a step forward and feel excited about being in this world of senses. There's things to look at, things to touch, flowers or snow, depending on where you are. The beautiful world. And now, as if an angel taps you on the back, go back to the space you cannot see with your eyes and try to feel the whole space behind you. Imagine it filled with stars and each one twinkling in the sky. And now take all of that light from above, below, right, left, front, and back, and take them into your heart. That's where your spark of light is living. When we meet that again next week, we'll go deeper into that exercise. But now we're going to drop our arms, but still try to stand the way we just learned. Your head is connected to the stars, your feet to the earth, and now feel your heart as the center of all those directions. And here I want to really impress on you that your rhythm comes alive out of the heart feeling, not the belly as in some other movement practices. No, in your rhythm, the heart becomes wise. And imagine that you want to take a walk, perhaps to see an imagined friend. And perhaps you can take 4 steps forward. Imagine that friend there, but let your heart lead you there. Hello, hello, hello. And what I'm doing is practicing moving out of the heart. And now move backwards as if, again, let's make a picture. Your angel calls you and said, come back. You go and try to feel the back space. And again, front space. Hello. And what I want to draw your attention to is how your heart leads your movement in your rhythm, and your feet follow where your heart wants to go. And back. Your center of movement is here. I want to go, and I go back, trying to see what's behind me. Thank you. And now the feet will have their own awakening. We're going to walk forwards more carefully. Each step that we take in eurythmy is very conscious, and as we soon, you can do this as quickly and flowingly as I did, but we're going to now slow it way down and take 4 very slow steps forward. And in doing so, I want you to see, go as slowly as I do. Each step has got 3 parts to it. Notice that you lift your foot, you carry it forwards, and you place it. You lift your foot, you carry it forwards, and you place it. Going backwards now, you lift your foot, carry it forwards, and place. Each step throughout your life has got these 3 portions to it, and they are serving, once again, your heart. Now, the foot needs to become very awake as you do that. When we do eurythmy, we're always aware of the feet, no matter how fast we move. And you must imagine that your feet are talking to the earth. And now when you put your foot down, I want you to touch, not with the heel of the foot, which is a habit, but as in the with me practice, touch with the ball of the foot first, and I'll roll it down, the ball or the toes. Now lift your back foot, one, carry it forwards, find the floor with the ball of your toes, and now give it your weight. And lift, carry. Now you need strong ankles to do that so you don't fall into your step. Lift, carry, place. And the whole time, you see how my heart and head are open? Now we'll go backwards. Lift, carry, and place. Staying open, carry, place. It's a little bit like walking a tightrope, although on a tightrope you just have one line. We have two lines here, parallel tracks. Got it. And again, lift, carry, place. And each step is like a little circle. Can you see that? Place and go underground to catch your next foot. Place and lift, carry, place. Again, notice how it all comes from the heart, not from the hips, from the heart. And backwards, lift, carry, place, lift, carry. You notice how this is a practice of such mindfulness, so attentiveness. And you are breathing slowly with this. I'm going to take my rod now and join that to my walking practice. If you don't have a rod, you can do this just pretending that you have a rod. Again, there are instructions for how to get it. I'm going to hold my rod with my open hands, hold it approximately here, a little bit below my waist, and I'm going to practice making these circles in the same timing that what I did with my feet was. And I have 1/3 of the circle, 1/3, and 1/3. So I have lift, carry, and place, lift. Very smooth. Even though it has 3 parts, it's actually a whole circle. Nothing staccato in it. All right, let's match that with your feet. And you will practice this for the whole week to get it so smooth. You lift your foot, carry, touch with your toe first, so put your foot down slowly. Now the other foot, lift, carry, have a strong ankle, place, lift, carry, place, strong ankle, so that you stay really open here, good energy here, and awaken your concentration in your feet. Lift, carry, place, lift, carry, place, lift, carry. Do you see that the rod is going in the opposite direction when I go backwards? Do you see that? Okay, let's go forwards. Lift, carry, place, lift, carry, place, lift, carry, place, lift, carry, and place. Now we reverse the direction of the rod. You see? Now we go back, lift, carry. The head still feels really bright and quiet. And allow this to become a centering exercise. One more instruction. Remember to breathe with each step. Later, stepping is much faster, but we're always going with the toes first. And that's something that has to be developed through this initial slow practice. All right, we'll turn to the first of the exercises called the 7-part exercise, 7-fold. And this one focuses on geometric precision. Therefore, we say it's related to the physical body. So we'll set it up by imagining that you are in a box. In fact, I'm going to put my rod on the floor so that I can talk you through it. Maybe you could put yours down. Imagine yourself standing in a narrow box. And I want you to imagine the floor of the box, the ceiling of the box, and the two sides only as wide as you are. The floor, the top, and the two sides. And I really lay emphasis on these two sides. They're not out here, they're not here, they're absolutely here in front of your shoulders. Now this exercise with 7 parts will go to the different walls, the different limits of this box. So here we go. The first movement will go down towards the floor of the box. The second one goes to the top of the box. The third one, I'm going to take my right side and laying it as if against the right wall of the box. The fourth movement is against the left wall. The fifth movement is against the right wall. Again, 6 is up here, 7 back there again. And then I will come back for the in-between movements to the middle here. Let me say it again. Now we have below, above, right, left, halfway through, and then right, up, down, in the middle. We'll do it again without the rod. We will go down, up, right, left, right, up, down, middle. Now, the more you can imagine this box, the less you have to think about it. There's that wall, there's that wall, there's that wall again, up, down, middle. Now when you go to the sides, I want you to turn your hand out. Can you see that? The hand is, palm of the hand is out on both sides. Again, below, above, turn your palm out, and the other one out, and the other one out, above, below, in the middle. Got it? Now we'll take the next step. I'll add something here. Below, above. Now when we go to the right, we turn the palm out and also the hand below. This is how I'm going to hold the rod. Both palms facing that side of my room. Now, when I go to the left, the upper arm is the left arm, but both hands are over there. That's how the way that I'll hold the rod, so it's very straight. And then right again, up, down, and back in the middle. So let's pick up the rod. You'll have your rod just as wide as your shoulders. And we'll go down, up. You notice the arms are very parallel. Now this is a tricky one. Remember, you want that right arm to be on top. Right. And then the left arm on top. You may never take your hands off the rod to make any corrections. Their hands are really gripping it well. Left side, right side. Notice the right arm is on top. Above, below, and back in the middle. And here's your box, down to the ground, up to the sky. Remember, the right arm needs to be below. That means this left arm has to swoop across the midline to be able to be down there. Right, left, right, above, below, in the middle. Allow me to turn my back just in case it helps you. Below, above, right, left, right, above, below, and back in the middle. And again, down, up, right, left, right, above, below, in the middle. Once more, down, up, right, left, right, above, below, and in the middle. Now this is one, when I teach this in a live class, always, children and adults have a difficult time, especially if they're spatially challenged. We don't do this with children until the end of 3rd grade or 4th grade. It's a difficult thing to cross the midlines. If you're having trouble, know that that's not unusual. You're going to work on it. Okay, we're going to take a couple of steps with this now. One step for each position. And we'll lift, carry, down, lift, carry, up, lift, carry, right, lift, carry, left, lift, carry, right, lift, carry, up, lift, carry, down, and back in the middle. Just in case you're able to, we're going to go backwards as well. Lift, carry, down, lift, carry, up. Here I am on my right foot and my right side. And left foot and left side, right foot and right side. Lift, carry, up, lift, carry, down, and back in the middle. And if I start it with the right foot, then the right and the left will line up. So please practice that this week and engage your feelings. So now we've got a couple of exercises. The spatial exercise, the 3-fold walk with the rod, and we've got the 7-fold. I'm going to introduce the 4th of the exercises, and we're almost out of time, so we'll just introduce it here. This is the waterfall, perhaps the most beloved of all the exercises. And those of you who've done eurythmy before, I know you're smiling for this. I want us, first of all, to practice moving the rod up and down in a mighty swoop. And again. And a little word to those of you who've done eurythmy. You know how easy it is to forget to make this introductory part of the movement beautiful, but I want us to feel that. This great swoop of space, up, up, and now take it over behind you. And for beginners, you can lay that back here right on your shoulders. You could leave it out behind you, lay it here behind your shoulders. If you have a collar on your shirt, you'll have to have it beneath your collar. Okay? And now come around to the front. Got it? Let's try again. Up, make this movement each time you do it as beautiful as you can, and take it behind you. Now it becomes a waterfall because we're going to drop the rod and catch it like this. And I hope you made it. In a class, well, the first time people do it, it usually is a success. And then people start having more difficulty with it. But let's try up. And now you feel the backspace, and that's how we practice opening the backspace right from the beginning. Feel your backspace and see if you know that straight line the rod needs to fall in. Catch it. I catch it with my hands like this, right? Okay, take it around. We'll do it 2 more times. Up, over the back. Try to feel that you've won your back. You can see it. Okay. And one last time. Up and around. And catch. Take it around. Thank you. I'll put my rod away. And if you have more of your practice to do, vowels and consonants or whatever, you would proceed to do that now. But for those of you who only have this part of eurythmy to do, that will be fine. You can build your whole practice around your rods. When I do my personal eurythmy practice, I always include my rod exercises for 5, 6, 7 minutes before I go on to do the other things that make up my own practice daily. So it is 6 o'clock. You can do everything that we've just done in 10 minutes. However, you will be practicing and building, so it will take you longer to get agile enough to do it within just 10 minutes. I'd like to ask Michelle now if there are any quick questions, and then we'll close it for this evening.
At this moment, we are looking good with the questions. Beautiful, and thank you so much.
Thank you, and everyone look for what I send you in your email. You'll get it in probably 2 hours, all right? Thank you so much.